Kyle. You Ted?
Kyle.
Like
Ted.
Ted Bundy or just Ted? Just Ted. All right, cool. All right, so
Theodore is the name I was giving it for.
All right, cool. So we was going over the scripture in the New Testament where it says, how the prophet or the teachers as Barnabas and Simon, they was called nigger, right? So let me see your phone real quick so I can show you that it actually means nigger, okay? I don't want you to think I'm making anything up.
Niger,
yes.
or something else. How do you know?
Look, it's right here. Nigger definition. It
with two G's.
Yeah, in its original English language, usage nigger with two G's, then spelled niger, was a word for a dark-skinned individual. All right.
Okay.
So you see, I'm not making it up.
No, I wasn't suggesting.
Okay, yeah, but you know the Bible say to prove all things, so I also wanted to prove it to you too.
Sure, of course.
So here you go, brother. So look, the prophets Barnabas and Simeon, they was called niggers. All right.
Do we know if the pronunciation was with a hard I, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. We just looked at the definition, you know. And who's called nigger today? What race of people?
Right.
What race of people? Black people.
Right. But But the thing that I've always been a little bit confused about is the term, quote unquote, black versus just anything having nothing to do specifically with color.
I mean, black is just a color,
right?
It's not, or a real nation is not black people.
Right.
We're the Jews in the Bible. That's our real nation.
Right.
You know, your ancestors just call us black or African American.
Right.
That's it. All right. But we don't call ourselves that no more because we woke up to who we are already. Right. So look. So like I was telling you though. So since you're aware of this information, and I just showed you again, can you let my people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives know? Look, hey, yeah. Before he showed me in the Bible that the prophets were called niggers, you were already aware that who the real Israelites are.
Yeah, the thing that I can only say, the thing that's coming to mind from my recollection of when I was doing more research than I've been doing for a long time, really came down to what I was learning about where the Caucasian people from the Caucasus Mountains, who came from a tribe that was located in the Caucasus Mountains, who were a similar complexion to myself, descended in from there because they were under attack and they did not want to acquiesce, but they chose to switch their their religion. They converted to Judaism and Israel, but they were clearly not that. They just did it so they could get their ticket punched, so to speak. And those guys ended up coming into the land of Israel, squatting on the land, and now you see what we have today.
So you're basically saying the people from the Caucasus Mountains,
yes,
are now inhabiting Israel.
Correct.
Okay, cool. I agree with you 100%.
Right.
But do you want to know what the Bible called those people? Because they're not called Caucasians in the Bible or Israelites.
Right.
Do you know what they're called?
I've heard.
What's your called? Because it's the same race. Do you know
I've heard different terms, and off the top, like I said, I've been rusty for a while.
All right, I'll read it. It's no problem. So look, Genesis 25 and 25. All right, and actually we'll start at verse 22. All right, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord. So Rebecca have two children that's in her womb that's causing her pain.
Right.
So she go and ask the Lord, if you bless me, why am I in pain like this? Right. So look, in verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So he responded, look, it's because you have 2 different nation of people that's inside of you. They're not the same people. There's 2 different people inside of you, all right? And it says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other. So one of the people, one nation that's in your womb is going to be stronger than the other nation of people, all right? And it says, and the elder shall serve the younger. So in history, all right, who had to serve who?
Yeah, I see what you're
getting at.
No, but
just go ahead. It's okay to say black. You're not saying nigger, so it's fine. It's okay to say black.
Right.
So what nation of people had to serve who?
Well, you mean, if I understand
who served the white people in slavery?
Who served the white people in slavery?
Who?
time frame, please, time frame.
Just in slavery, unchained. All right?
And you're talking in what period of history?
We could go with the 1600s.
Okay, 1600s. The question again is
What nation had to serve white people in slavery?
well, it would have to be black Africans.
Black people, right? And then the scriptures say, it says, look, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger. All right, so the first person that came out was Esau, which is your people, right? And it says the elder has to serve us. But look, you guys haven't served us yet. Matter of fact, we ended up serving you guys. So it's a prophecy that's going to happen later where you guys are going to have to serve us.
Correct.
And I'm going to show you that right here in the Bible, all right? And let me know what you think about this after I bring it out, all right? Huh? Yeah, read this for me real quick. Yeah, come here right here, bud. So it's highlighted already for you, all right? So he's going to read this for you, and I'm going to, So
Take it out, brother.
Isaiah 14:01, all right? So we're going to read when you guys are going to be serving, because at first you guys didn't serve. We were under slavery to you guys. Read.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
Bring it out.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob,
So at the end of the day, the Lord, he's going to have mercy on Jacob, the Israelites. Read.
and will yet choose
And
Israel,
he's going to choose us at the end of the day. Read.
and set them in their own land.
And we're going to go back to our own land. It ain't just Africa. It's
Right. No.
Jerusalem.
Right.
All right, read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them,
Now, you guys are the strangers.
Right,
All
I
right.
got you.
Read.
and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
You guys are going to be cleaving to us, trying to
Right.
be best buddies. All right, read.
And the people shall take them,
We're going to take you guys. Read.
and bring them to their place.
We're going to put you guys in your place. Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them,
Hey, the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and all the other Israelites scattered abroad, we're going to possess you. You know what it means to possess? Like, you possess those shoes.
Right.
What does that mean?
Own.
You own those shoes.
Right,
So we're
right.
going to own you guys.
I
Read.
understand what you're saying.
possess them in the land of the Lord.
And this is all happening in the land of the Lord. Why are they not teaching this in church?
Imagine that.
All right,
Gee, I
read.
wonder why.
For servants and handmaids.
You guys are going to be your servants and handmaids, like it said in Genesis. You guys were supposed to serve us, never did. Guess what? You guys will be serving us for what?
For servants and handmaids.
Keep reading.
And they shall take them captives.
We're going to put you guys in slavery. Read.
whose captives they were.
Because you guys had us in slavery. Read.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And we're going to rule over you guys that's constantly oppressing us, pulling us over, shooting us, throwing us in jail. We're going to rule over our oppressors.
I follow you.
All right? So what do you think about that?
I mean, what's there to say?
What do you think about it? Do it sound like it's fair?
Well,
Does it sound fair to you? I mean, we have to serve you guys. It's about time you guys serve us back.
it's hard to put it into words because I go back to before the time of ancient Mesopotamia in terms of my research and reading the ancient what was it called? I can't even say the name of the language. It's the like I said, I'm
What
rusty.
time period?
I'm rusty. Sorry.
What time period was this?
Ancient Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia?
Ancient.
Ancient Canaanite language or
Um,
something? Or you being Arabic?
No, we're going back. Why can't I say it? Off the top of my head, I can't think of it because I have been doing this for a while.
John 4:22, real quick. So look,
Give me 1 second while I try to remember because it's important to.
it's all right. He's looking for the verse. So while he's looking for a verse, you can go ahead and think about what you need to.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You know that you know the ancient tablets out of ancient Mesopotamia.
So all right, what is your point that you're trying to say overall, though?
Well, I'm talking about.
You're not. Are you trying to say like you're not sure if you're Caucasian, if you're white? What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say where is the context for this relative to ancient Mesopotamia? Because if I go back to ancient Mesopotamia and I study the beliefs on the cliffs that are in Iran, and it's written in 5 different languages, and one of them is still spoken in Iran right now, which goes back to these ancient tablets. I wish I could say them.
All right. So look, but you said you believe in the Bible. I asked you earlier. You said yes.
But again, when I read and I understand the Bible, I understand the context of ancient Mesopotamia.
Okay.
Which is a completely different context. So every time I read,
Well, it should be what the Bible says.
Well, yes,
That's
but
it.
But what I'm saying is the Bible has a context too.
We understand, but even in context, it's going to end up saying the same thing from front to back, salvation for Israel.
But in the context of ancient Mesopotamia and those written texts, it changes what I understand about every word I read in the Bible.
Okay, but that has nothing to do. Read that.
It's the book of John, chapter 4, verse 22. Ye worship, you know not what.
Look, everybody else don't know what or who they worship and read.
We know what we worship.
Us brothers, the Israelites, we know who we worshiping.
For salvation is of the
It's
Jews.
salvation for us. And we don't worship the white man who they call Jesus. We know what he looked like in the Bible. What color is Jesus in the Bible?
Certainly wasn't very complected like some say.
So what color is he?
I mean, kind of a dark, I wouldn't say black, but dark brown.
Dark brown. Let's see if he was dark brown, light brown. Let's see. Read.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, start at 13.
A little crafty, I see. You got a crafty one. Let's go.
Right?
We're going to see. We're going to deal with the scripture.
No, seriously, if I don't remember, if I'm rusty, that's not crafty.
No.
I don't remember.
Based off of this scripture, I'm going to see if you are truly crafty or if you're going to be straightforward. Read.
Revelation 1 and 13.
Not start 14, get straight to the point.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Jesus has white, woolly hair, aka nappy hair, that they would call it. Not long, straight hair. All right, read.
As white as snow.
Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Red eyes, not baby ocean blue eyes. Read.
Yeah.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
His feet is like brass. What color is brass?
It's dark.
What color is brass? Is it brown or not?
It's brown.
It's brown. Let's see how dark brown or how brown he was.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So if I take some brown and burn it in
White
fire,
grass burned in furnace. Okay, well, that's brown. That's much darker than just grass.
so he's black.
Yeah.
Can you say he's black?
I can say he's black, but I don't use the word black. for
Okay.
very
Oh,
specific
you don't use
reason.
the word black, but could you, without saying it, could you admit at least by shaking of the head that it describes him as being black?
Comparing to the description in there, of course.
Of course. All right. Good.
Would he be
So
classified as a black person?
Generally speaking, absolutely.
cool. So look, and remember, he was a Jew.
Yes.
So another verse
Yes.
proving the real Jews are black, which you
Yes.
admitted earlier.
Right.
Isaiah 40:23. All right. So now, like, you feel horrible for the oppression that's taking place and that took place?
Of course.
All right. Are you a man of your word that you really feel sorry?
Yes, of course.
And
49?
Isaiah
49, 26?
yeah, if it's that one, yeah. All
I
right.
I am, but I want to make sure that we have an opportunity for me to unrest my brain. so
Yeah,
to
you
speak,
will.
Because there's some things I'm trying to remember here that I'm failing to recall right now because I haven't been studying this for a long time.
All right, cool. It's all right. You get a chance.
How long have you been studying?
Well, I was studying very seriously 20 years ago, but I haven't been studying lately based upon the fact that I had an extremely unusual, rare, catastrophic injury where my cranium, my first vertebra, were jammed down off of my center, off my second vertebra, and the bone that the second vertebra, the first one rotates on, that rotating post, it was up in my cranium, and it slammed in my brainstem at about 22 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to have died, but the fact that I didn't die, everybody says, God kept you for a reason, must have been. So,
What do you think that reason is?
I mean, I know it's gotta be something better, bigger than whatever I was doing before, and I hope it's to serve mankind in a constructive way.
Well, here's the thing. You said serve mankind, but the brother showed you that you got to serve the Israelites, not each mankind. You
Well,
gotta-
Israelites are mankind.
They are, but you have to serve a specific nation. Because we have to serve a specific nation. See what the brother's showing you? So, yeah, the Most High definitely
Well, let
can
me put
save
you- let me
you,
put you
but
this
he
way.
might have saved you so you can be a slave to the Israelites.
Let me put you this way, how do you know that I'm not already serving as you're describing that I'm supposed to be serving, if you don't know what I'm doing to serve as I'm serving?
Here's the answer. What language do you speak?
I speak beyond words in terms of how I serve individuals. All the individuals I serve are black, if you want to call it
What is
that.
his name? What's your name?
Ted.
Ted.
Yes.
What language do you speak?
What language do
What language are you speaking right now?
It's called English.
It's English, right?
Yeah.
Now, that was your people's language, right? It was. What last name do you have?
I come from the line of David, supposedly. Okay, and I supposedly come from
So you have a last name of
Eastern
a
European.
European last name, right?
Eastern
So
European.
here's how you're not serving anybody, because you have your own things of your own nation. We're serving your nation because we have your last name and your language. And we're in.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I know what
See
you're
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Yeah, I
So a lot of
understand.
people say we're all slaves, but no, there's actual people that are here because they were brought here. There's the people that are here because they brought people here.
Right, right.
Which part are you?
I was not around on that part of the leg.
Your
I
people
was-
would be
I-
Caucasian,
I
so
came
your
from-
people brought our
Yeah, I
people
came
here.
from different stock from the ones who brought those over here.
No, you didn't, because you're a so-called white man.
Yeah, you're all one person.
Well, again, I came from an area which wasn't related to anybody who was involved in those types of activities on my father's side. On my mother's side,
What is your father's nationality?
it would have been Eastern European, Hungarian.
Caucasian.
Hungarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hungarians had slaves.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're part of what's going on.
Well, what I mean is,
Look,
if I
look.
trace the history of my particular family, they have no historical record of anything about that in their history.
Can I pull the latest 6 and 7 report?
Anything. Shalom. Okay. Man, all right, look, you acknowledge certain things. Like, you said you believe in the Bible. You gotta just, do what the scriptures say and get to the point, man. All right, the scripture is gonna tell you some, believe in it like you say you do, and apply what it says in front of us. All right?
Yes, but again, we're not talking about what I understand to be the context for the Bible.
So you don't believe in the Bible?
I didn't say that, I said the context for the Bible.
What is the context for the
We
Bible?
started at verse
Those
1.
languages which preceded
So that
it.
Genesis 1:1?
Those languages which preceded it.
Yeah, which one preceded what?
That preceded the construction of the language that was used in the Bible.
What language was it?
I'm trying to remember
See,
it.
here's the thing, we can educate you because we.
Yeah, but I'm asking you to help me, and I'm
We will.
asking for the name of this language, and I'm having difficulty recalling.
What, all right, what knowing that language is gonna help with anything? Okay, say you
Because
remember the
it helps
language.
me understand the relationships for all these things which happened after that period of time, which preceded this period of time.
So,
I'm talking, go back before the word of the Bible to the languages that were being spoken in ancient Mesopotamia.
But those people, it doesn't matter because God confounded all their languages and he chose the Israelites.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, if you know what is in those tablets, what it describes, the origin of those people, and what
people?
took place.
Israelites?
What I'm saying is, if I can remember the language, I tell
get to
you.
the point.
So read the
Yeah,
language.
yeah.
I
This is
can't
gonna be
recall.
going on
This
for
is-
hours.
We don't quote the scripture you want.
I'm trying to recall the language.
This is the book of Galatians.
Listen, don't talk.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So what did the so-called white man sow to the so-called blacks and Hispanics? Rape, robbery, murder, and oppression, right?
That is a different context from what I'm referring to, but I agree with you.
I know, but what we're talking about is what we're referring to. We're gonna get to what you were referring to after.
But only if I can remember what it is.
Well, put that on pause real
I haven't
quick.
been doing it because I've been.
Put the card in park and hear this verse. Read it one more time.
Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Right? So the Most High said, whatever you sow, you're gonna reap. Now, the brother went to pull this to you, right? This is Isaiah.
You said you were sorry for everything that's taking place in so-called black and Hispanics. Well, you said, of course, we're gonna see if you being honest or not. We'll see. Read.
Well, there's a context for
All right, well,
everything.
he gonna read.
It doesn't change.
And if
how
you don't
sorry
even
I am.
agree with this, we're just gonna leave it alone because you
Right.
might not believe in the Bible. So
No,
read.
it's not about whether I believe it, it's about what I understand the context of it
All right, cool.
relative to the history from which it's framed.
Read it. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 23. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers.
Your kings, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, the rulers of the earth, the president, they're gonna be our nursing fathers like ours was to y'all in slavery. Read.
And their queens thy nursing mothers.
Our queens or sisters have to nurse you guys' children in slavery, the Caucasian children in slavery. Queen Elizabeth, that old hog, will be nursing our children. Read.
They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth.
So a way of showing your apology is you guys are supposed to bow down to us with your face towards the earth.
Right.
Are you willing to do that to show that you're sincerely sorry?
I think if we had the right context for it, you wouldn't ask me. You wouldn't ask.
Revelation 13 and 10, man. Just real quick. Just done.
I think if you had the right
All right,
context,
I'll do
you
this.
wouldn't
All right,
ask that
Jesus
question.
Christ.
Revelation 13:10.
Read loud, read.
He that leadeth into captivity
Y'all ancestors led us into slavery.
shall go into captivity.
Y'all asses going into slavery too.
He that killeth with the sword
Y'all killed us with the sword.
must be killed with the sword.
Y'all gonna get killed with the sword when it's all said and
We
done.
had that on-
Here is the patience and the faith of the saint.
We are the saints that's waiting for you guys to get killed
Right.
and go in slavery.
We had this part of that conversation.
So, will you bow down, yes or no?
Well, that'd be the wrong question, wouldn't
Or
it?
I can't talk to you no more.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the
Brothers
wrong
and
question?
brothers, we
haven't had the context for that question yet, have
You've
we?
been saying that the whole time. You don't believe in the Bible.
You can't say that I don't believe in the Bible. I know what I believe. It's the context for the Bible that we're not having a conversation about.
I am telling you that you do not believe in the Bible.
Okay?
That's what I'm
I
telling you.
believe
You said I
that's
cannot
what
say
you feel.
it's not slavery no more.
I believe that's what you feel.
You
and I
cannot-
respect your choice. to
But this
believe
is not
what
his
you
opinion,
believe
Ted. This is
about-
what we're reading out the Bible.
That you
You
believe.
don't know what my understanding of the Bible is.
You don't have a
But
first
it's
of all.
not about your understanding because the Most High said there is no private interpretation of
Yeah.
the Bible.
Okay.
So you gotta
What it
read it
says,
for what it says.
There
and-
is a private interpretation
You're Esau,
only
so of course
by
you're gonna say
those
that,
who
right?
project it to be a private. You
Okay,
call it
let's
private.
see if
It
this
doesn't
is
make
a
it
big
private.
this.
I'm trying to have a public
No,
conversation.
this is the book
but
of
I said
Isaiah,
to Paul,
chapter 60, verse 14.
Bring it up.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Didn't that say the same thing we just read where it said you're gonna bow down? Is that our opinion or does it say that?
That is relative to the context
Right.
of the whole conversation that we have yet to have.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that that is the only words that apply to where the conversation is leading. And what I'm trying to recall
But this is
here-
where the conversation is leading by him showing you what's gonna happen to your nation and you based on what you did to our nation.
I still understand
Brother
what
was
you're
very
saying.
right.
I still understand what you're saying, but I'm understanding it within the context, again, as I was trying to tell you before. I haven't the recollection capability right now. I don't have the capability right now off the top of my head, because I haven't been doing
Well, see, here's the
research
thing.
for
You
a
don't.
long time.
I know you
Okay,
don't.
but I
But
was
see,
doing-
we
I
do,
was
and I
doing-
know because we look like delinquent little black kids.
Please.
You're not going to think that.
Please.
Well, maybe you do or maybe you
Please,
don't. But at the
no.
end of the day,
No, I don't go in that
Ted, at the
direction.
end of the day, we study this way more than you do. So we're trying to show you
Again, I
what's
believe
going
you.
on.
But what I'm saying is,
And you're worried about different
Languages.
what I'm
languages.
saying is, what
It
I'm
doesn't
saying
matter.
is, what I'm
We know
saying
the
is,
context of the Bible. So
what
when
I'm
we
saying
tell you
is-
that your people are going to
I'm
repent
talking
and bow
about the-
down,
I'm talking about
we
the
can go to different
origins.
verses. Hold on, Ted. We can go to different verses and prove that. He
No,
just went to Revelation to
what
prove
I'm
this.
saying
I just
is,
went to another one and I said,
what I'm saying is, this beautiful book is one
not yours.
very important element of a much bigger picture.
This is the big picture. There's nothing
Right.
bigger than this.
What I'm saying is, those words in part.
What is the
have-
big picture?
Well, it's a very complicated, long question. How far do we want to go? I don't know how long I'm gonna be here.
Semantics and just everything.
No, it's not nothing to do with
You
that.
crafty.
No.
Very
no, no, no.
crafty.
We would
You
have to
are
say-
crafty because
if you would
before
give me
over there,
time-
before the camera was rolling,
Give
you
me-
admitted who the people are in
You're
Israel and who
probably-
are
And
the
I'm not
chosen
denying
people.
that. I'm not
Did I
denying
tell you
that.
to admit right now that the
I-
real Jews are black?
I
I
said
said the
that.
real Jews are
The
black.
real Jews are blacks. but that's beside
Hispanics,
the
no
point.
buts.
Well, what's the
Hispanics.
point?
Yes.
If you say that's besides the point, and you say what we read is out of context of what the conversation you want to have,
Yeah.
what is the bigger point? What are you trying to have? What
Okay.
conversation are you trying to have?
All I can say without being able to recall the name of the language, because it's hard to let my tongue, but we're having this conversation and not slowing down to think and remember. But if we were slowing down, I could probably think and remember. The point is, if you go back to these ancient tablets that they've been unearthing for decades in ancient Mesopotamia, modern day Iraq, if you go back and dig them up, those ancient tablets precede every written word in that book.
But it doesn't matter because
But they
there's no
give context
See,
for it.
here's the thing, Ted. It doesn't
They give
matter what
context.
comes first.
They give context.
It doesn't matter. Of course they give context because these things happen.
Right, which
Hold on,
means
Ted.
that my interpretation
You gotta hear me
is going
before
to
thinking about
be-
look, before thinking
Right,
about
but you're
it.
asking me also, so I'm trying to get a give and take here. I'm listening to you, but I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from. That's all. Because you're asking me what the big picture is, so I'm obligated to try to.
Okay, read this real quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel.
Didn't the brother say you have crafty? You're crafty. right?
No, crafty has nothing
against
to
thy
do with
people,
this.
Against who?
against thy people,
I stay
and
neutral.
consulted
I stay
against thy
neutral.
enemies.
Consulted, come on.
I don't get into
They
the
have
controversy.
said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation,
Right.
that the name of
dialogue.
Israel may be no
Now you're
more
talking
in
over
remembrance.
Come on.
No, absolutely not. I'm giving
Verse
context to what I'm
5,
actually
for they
saying.
have consulted together
Because you're
with
saying
one
that I'm a
consent.
crafty, so I'm
Come on.
trying to
They are
clarify the
confederate
difference. I'm
against
staying
thee.
out of the
Confederate against thee,
controversy.
come on.
The
I'm
tabernacles
staying
of
out-
Edom
I'm staying out of the
and
controversy.
the Ishmaelites
The
of
tabernacles
Moab,
of who?
Edom.
of Edom,
Uh-huh.
and the
You're an
Ishmaelites
Edomite.
I'm trying to stay out of
You're
the
an Edomite, right?
controversy.
Come on.
of
when
Moab.
I'm
Let's sit on that. So
referred
you
to-
take a crafty counsel with the other nations
No,
by
no.
putting us in slavery,
No,
and you know what's going to happen?
No.
We already read it. You read it. Obadiah read it.
I
read it.
cannot,
We're going into slavery.
I cannot,
Let's just wrap it up.
I
We're
cannot.
going to wrap it up, Sam,
I
because we got
cannot,
work to do.
I cannot answer
You're
for
talking over
my
the
answers.
Bible. You're talking over the
I
Bible.
cannot answer
And at
for
the
my
end of the day,
answers.
you're going into slavery.
I cannot answer for my ancestors.
Hey, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I
Hey,
cannot
hey,
answer
leave
for
it
my-
with that. If he's still crafty, let's just leave it
No,
with
no,
that.
I'm not crafty at
Listen,
all.
man.
I am the most uncrafty person you will ever meet if you give me
Saying
the
that's
opportunity.
impossible, you're an Edomite. Listen, we're gonna leave you with this because at the end of the day, this is not for
This
you.
is the
Look into
book of Obadiah,
Look into the ancient
chapter 12.
Mesopotamian
No, 1
text.
and 18.
Sorry,
Take a look at what you see
Salakia.
in there. and
Obadiah
tell me
chapter 1
how it-
and verse
Start at
18.
8. Give me
How
one
it
first.
provides additional context for this
Dan, you're not
conversation.
listening, come on.
Verse 8.
I'm trying to be
Shall I not in that
And
day,
also
saith the
clarify
Lord,
Say who?
difference.
saith the
It
Lord,
says Yahweh. Come on.
even destroy the wise man out of
The
Edom,
Most High is gonna destroy you and your
and
come on.
understanding out of the mount of Esau.
And destroy the understanding out of the mountain of Esau. This is why you can't understand, because you're the wicked. Come
You're
on.
making a
Go to
presumption.
18.
You're making a presumption.
Verse
I would
18.
never
The
make a
Most High told me
presumption.
about you.
I would never
Verse
make a
18.
presumption about
And the
anybody.
house of
I
Jacob
would
shall
never
be
do
a
that.
fire,
See, this is the house of Jacob right here. This brother and myself.
Yeah,
Come
I'm not
on.
making
and the
a
house of
presumption,
Joseph
but
a
I've had
flame.
a
The house of who?
presumption about
House of
myself.
Joseph a flame,
Lock, I mixed them up, but it's still Israel. Come on.
Okay.
and the
I'm
house
just
of
saying.
Esau,
And the house of who?
and the house of
And the
Esau
house of this
I'm
guy?
suggesting there's a
for
different
stubble.
context.
For what?
For stubble.
There's a
For
different
what?
For
context.
stubble.
And what we gonna do?
Some
And they shall
of this
kindle in them,
conversation.
And we gonna do what?
and kindle in them, and devour them.
And we're gonna devour you, Ted. Come
Okay, but
on.
what
And there shall not be any
We're
remaining
not
of the
having a
house of
conversation.
Esau.
You're
See, here's the thing. You better get your lucky stars. You got time right now, because there ain't gonna be none remaining of you no more. And on that, we gonna say,
Do
We
you
out.
think that matters to me
Y'all
whether
watching
I'm
y'all
here or
talk about
not?
that.
Do you
Yeah,
think it
crafty
matters to me whether I'm
Edomite.
here or
Damn.
not?